Hello everyone, it's Eric. I have ranked a few rap battles series recently, and this next one will be Undertale / deltarune rap battles by GamingPlush64. So before we get into it, the usual caveats, it's my opinion, subscribe to the channel, blah blah blah, but one very important one, I know very little about Undertale or deltarune. So this is not going to be a how truthful is it to the franchise, it's more going to be how good is the battle for someone who knows nothing about the source material. That has to be fun. And honestly, pretty much every character that goes against the deltarune one, I don't know anything about either. So it's going to be an interesting list. But let's get right into it. We have 8 battles, so let's go. Number 8 is Jerry vs. Toy Freddy. I'm sorry, I know this one is a bit of a meme amongst the rap battle people. It was the 100-hour rap challenge, and it's very well done for what it is. I think it's very funny. I like the Wi-Fi sucks delivery at the beginning of the Jerry verse. The video is insanely strong, especially for the 100 hours thing, and there is good writing here and there for the funny parts. In general though, I feel like this one's just more of a novelty than anything, or it's remembered for being a funny little 100-hour rap challenge, but not as much standing on its own as a really strong project. Ending slaps though. Number 7 is Wiki Sans vs. Mandeltarune. This one is very cool, a big step up I would say from number 8, and it's held back a little by the fact that I know literally nothing about either of these. I did a little research before making this video, but I will give credit. Performances are very strong, the atmosphere is definitely well handled, and everything is done well. There just wasn't really anything for me that was personally exceptional. I don't know if this one stood out a lot as a huge banger for others, but while I did enjoy it, it's not as enjoyable to me as most of the others on this list. Number 6 is Sans vs. Nagito Danganronpa. I'm not even going to try with the last name. This is a great battle. Both performances are very strong, and the Nagito characterization I think is actually an improvement upon the Dream battle by Freshy. I think it's insanely well done. All the lines that kind of berate himself, I think kind of speak to the idea that Nagito has lost everything, has nothing to lose, so he really goes in on saying, and you've still fallen lower than me. I love that. And I think the video style is a bit more basic, but it works pretty well. And the writing is good, but in general the battle doesn't quite stick with me as much as the top 5. But certainly a nice one. Number 5 is Mad Dummy vs. Huggy Wuggy. This one is just so much fun. Both of the roles are just excellent. Danny is Huggy Wuggy, we all joke about that opening part for Huggy Wuggy. And the Mad Dummy voice, I don't know if that's how it is in the game. Midgecat made a battle with a very different interpretation, and I don't actually know which one is correct. But I think this one is also excellent. The way he flows and gets very aggressive is just so much fun to listen to. His flow pops off at multiple points. The Mommy Longlegs joke, I would say, got a huge laugh out of me. And the 3D and 2D visuals are both quite impressive, and it's just one of the most fun of any of Gaming Plush's battles, and I like that quite a lot. Number 4 is Noelle Holiday vs. Sayori. This one is hard to rank, many have said this before, but I'd say not for the same reason I've heard. Some say because it's not a conventional rap battle, it's hard. That's not really the issue for me, because just based on its quality and merit, it's not a tough one to rank for me. It still has the rap battle vibe to it, but the ending twist thing with it going all dark is not hard to rank because it's unusual, but because I sometimes don't like it. I do think, on first watch, I thought it was insane, and I think it's such a fantastically done battle. And the emotions explored, the whole really depressing character arc of Sayori, I think it very much hits hard. But I sometimes will turn it off partway through because I don't like watching the last part. It's like a really sad, depressing type movie thing where it's well made, but you don't enjoy watching it. And I ultimately do watch the rap battles to enjoy them. So while this is a massively interpretive and divisive type battle, I think it's still very good. Let's talk about some of the other elements of quality. So I think the visuals are nice. Both performances are absolutely top tier. The way Lin says Yaz and adlib honestly makes me smile every time and forget I'm about to watch Sayori like die. And there's no real flaw with the battle, I just think the dark ending has me a little split. And I think at its best, I could put this at number 2. At its worst, it probably wouldn't go any lower than 5. So I think 4 was a good spot for it, and I could see it potentially being 3 more consistently in the future, but for now I'll leave it here. Number 3 is WD Gaster versus the Backrooms. This is an awesome battle, primarily for the way the Backrooms is handled. It is near perfect. I love the way you're going through the rooms and a voice is coming out of them. The text is on the walls, the camera movements are fantastic, you have the well set up environments, the performance is top notch. It's just such a good way to handle the Backrooms. Everything about that, I think, is some of the best any person in rap battle community has done. The WD Gaster stuff is also good as well. I love the performance, I like a lot of the lines, every time he laughs, that gets me, I think it's very funny, but also slightly unsettling, and it fits so well. This is nearly unbeatable in terms of atmosphere. It's just one of the best constructed and well put together rap battles out there. There's really nothing to complain about, and I highly recommend you watch this one right now, or at least after you see what the top 2 are. Number 2 is Spamton vs. Roy. I know some of you are saying that's whack. I was almost gonna finish that whole flow, but nah. This one has an insane video. The sprite animation, the plush visuals, the Neo Spamton final verse is definitely the highlight, but everything about the video is so clean and well done. I think the way Spamton is handled, from what I understand, is very strong, with a lot of advertisements being placed in, kind of interrupting the battle. I like that hot singles are in your area line, that one is just so clever. I like a lot of that kind of pun. The flows are awesome the whole way through, and there's really nothing to dislike about this one. I think writing is good, the audio is slightly eerie, but also has the comedic parts in it at points, performance is great of course, and everything about it is enjoyable. But it's not number 1. Number 1 had to go to Rules Kaard versus Kokichi. This was a tough list overall, but number 1, I knew from the get-go making this, it was going to be number 1. I'll put it this way. I have a script for every other battle on here, what to talk about, notes and such. I didn't do that for Rules Kaard vs. Kokichi. I just watched it 10 times today before recording it, and now I have a pretty good idea without having to really look at notes. This battle is not just my favorite of the Deltarune or Undertale rap battles, it is my favorite battle of 2022. It is just so fun. You have a ton of crazy harsh disses in there, the crossbow thing, the final lines from Rules Kaard, but at the same time, you have your trashier than whatever this thing is looking at some weird bird thing, and you have you totally lost to the imposter. I know it's in the rules speak and all, but I'm not going to even try to speak the medieval thing the whole time. That's very difficulteth. But either way, the other aspects of this rap battle are near perfection. The performances are great. Kokichi is always handled very well by GamingPlush, and Rules Kaard is probably my favorite snakebite performance. Maybe Very Hungry Caterpillar is better, but those two are pretty close. And I honestly did not realize it was snakebite at first. He just did a great job with it for sure. The video is my second favorite of these battles on the list, to Spamton vs. Roy. Some of the transitions in between different sprite things and the color changes, beautiful. It all looks great, and the beat is phenomenal. I love the bass beat, it's one of my favorites that Anyway Well had a hand in making, and the mixing and changing of instruments made it even better and fits so well, not just with the sort of medieval idea of rules, but also it's beautiful, but also a bit fun, and not as crazy dark as some of the others in this list, such as that of Spamton vs. Roy. So I think I've covered most of the stuff to say about Rules Kaard vs. Kokichi. Definitely my favorite, and I highly recommend you check it out right now. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below your ranking of the Undertale and Deltarune rap battles. Subscribe for more rap battles from myself and other rankings. I'll see you next time.